morning, everyone. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. I'm going to get started very quickly. I'm going to wait for a couple of people to log on and then I'm going to get started. Today we're going to be talking about child support and back to school blues. We're going to talk about a few other topics that I'm going to be bringing up in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to wait for a few more people to log on and then I'm going to get started talking today. Good morning, everybody. So an update technology-wise, I got 2 extra phones. So now I can record on Facebook, Instagram, and record separately on YouTube so that I don't have to only post my lives. So now I have a separate video that's posted. It'll be in better quality and hopefully just look a little bit better for the people. So we will see. Shauna says she has the blues and her baby hasn't even started yet. Alright, I'll come up when I'm finished. Morning, Jazz. Morning, everybody. Morning, Brad. I always love when Brad sides on because he got like a whole basketball team and it's like real dad shit. Like, you're my husband's goals, bro. So don't let nobody tell you got too many kids, bro. Morning, everyone. So I'm gonna get started today because I don't really want to be on here too long. So I asked about your views on child support. Before I read your comments, I'm gonna tell y'all the reason I asked your view on child support. So I feel like I often have a lot of conversations with my friends and family about child support. Everybody has different situations that they deal with the father of their children. Me personally, I am so, I think, conflicted when it comes to child support because you never really know what the real situation is going on in between the madness when it comes to a baby daddy, baby mama situation. So when you try to make statements or have an opinion on certain situations, it's like, but do you know what this man has dealt with this woman? Do you know what this woman has dealt with this man? I feel like there's a lot of stipulations and dependings on child support and whether a man should be on it or a woman should be on it. Because I feel like often we don't talk about when women are on child support. There's a whole lot of women out here that's deadbeats that leave their kids and are put on child support because they should be put on child support. Regardless of you being a mom or not, you should be put on child support if you're not taking care of your kids and you leave them with the father, just like the other way around, which is, you know, usually the solid situation. So me personally, I feel like child support not only should be left up to people that are absent, but I do feel like in some instances, if you're not in a relationship with your baby father or baby mother, you should get some child support set in place. Because at any moment in time, she can get to acting dumb or he can get to acting dumb. So when you're not together, it kind of puts you in the headspace of, well, I feel like for a lot of men, it puts you into a headspace of, I'm not with her, so I don't got to do. Or I'm not with her, so why do I have to? Or I'm going to only do for the ones that's in my household instead of making sure all the ones that I fathered are taken care of, which I feel like is a really sucky way to think because regardless of whether you live with that woman or not, you created a child with her. So it's your job to take care of it. Maybe not take care of her, but take care of it and take care of her to a certain extent because she got your baby and she kept your baby and she carried your baby. Like, I just feel like there should be a certain gratitude that men have towards their kids' mothers. Like, together or not together. Like, why would you ever feel like you could just disregard a woman when she got your baby every day? She getting them up, taking them to school. She get them dressed. She bathing them. She feeding them. When they got a boo-boo, she kissing it. When they got a nose that's running, she wiping it. When they got an attitude, she dealing with it. When they talking back, she the one who hears it. When they everything, like that's what your baby mother is doing. So if you're not taking care of her financially because you're not in a relationship with her, it makes you a sucky human being, because her not being your girlfriend or your wife no more doesn't stop that child from being your child, and her being the mother of that child and her being able to take care of and provide is also your job. So that's like my minimal spill on child support. I also feel like it could be used as a manipulative tool for women who feel like a man not being with her is a punishment. When a relationship doesn't work out, a relationship doesn't work out. All children aren't created in love. Some are created in lust. And sometimes in situations we have to continue to move through life. That doesn't mean that you make a man's life miserable because he's not with you, or you make a man's life miserable because he doesn't help take care of your kids. Like, what do you get out of that? What do you get out of being that baby mama? What do you get out of being Byron? What do you get out of being that person? You don't get anything out of being that person. So it only scars your child for life, because now they see toxic behavior. It teaches them how not to act, how not to want their future relationships or co-parenting situations to be. I feel like it ends up hurting the child way more than it does you as a parent struggling financially, because they're watching you go through it. So it's a lot better for you to just be like, you know what, let me put him on child support so Uncle Sam can worry about it and I don't gotta worry about it. And save yourself, your child watching you go through the he don't do nothing for you so I do type of thing. Because there's nothing wrong with that type of stance, and when it comes to getting the right respect from your kids. But I don't feel like it should always be thrown in their faces, because it could build a tough skin when it comes to that other parent. And even if that other parent feels like they have a justified reason for the reasons that they don't do something, it's not okay to necessarily say, well, me and your mama argue, so that's why I don't do for you. Because there's a lot of situations where I run into, like, I would do for you if your mama wouldn't, or I would do this a different way if things with me and your mom wasn't a certain way. So I think that child support is a very touchy situation, because it's, like I said, there's women that abuse it, there's men that abuse it, there's men that be like, okay, well, the state say I only got to give you 200, so I'm going to give you 200, and really he need to be breaking off 6 because he make a whole lot of money. So there's a whole lot of situations. I'm going to get into the comments now, because I usually don't read them over before I get on my live, but I glanced over them. So the reason I don't look is because I don't want my response to be biased off of what I've already read. So excuse me if I already said a few things, because I'm going to read them now. And I did glance over a couple of them, but I did not read them all the way through, so I'll do that now. Torian says, if you do what you're supposed to do, nobody would even bother going to court for a mandated payment. And that's facts. Everybody know that. That's facts. You take care of your kids, ain't nobody gonna come chasing you around for no money. That's just is what it is. So main thing with child support is take care of your kids. You won't be put on child support. If a woman doesn't have the fear that you're going to leave her high and dry with the baby, she's not going to go to the courts. Period. So Bree says, I feel like if you do as much as you can for your child, then you should be on you shouldn't be on child support. I also feel like a lot of women abuse the system and put men in support just because they don't want to be with them. I spoke on that already. Torian commented on that and said there's a lot of abuse of the system. However, on the flip side, there are a ton of men ordered to pay insufficient amounts compared to that of which it costs to care for a child, and still complain or think that if they pay support, they don't have to spend time or do anything outside of that support. And Bree agreed with her. Which I was saying before, that was the one I did glance upon, so I wanted to speak on that. Like, there's so many men that do the bare minimum for their kids. If you're one of those guys out there that isn't with your baby mom and you do the bare minimum, you are a fuckboy. I just want to let you know. Excuse my language for anybody. I know for the Christians on here, y'all probably like, Lord. But listen. Don't do the bare minimum for your kids. Like, they're not going to get anything out of you being petty. Where do we as adults come into the fact of we were once kids that dealt with stuff and now we're adults that are still dealing with that stuff? So the goal as a parent should always and forever be to rid your child of the pains that you went through. So just like as I talked to him before lives, our parents grew up with the giving us everything that they didn't have type of thing. And now our job is to not only give our kids what they gave us plus what we felt like we didn't have, we also need to make them emotionally intelligent. Because if we don't make them emotionally intelligent, then we're walking around with these robot kids. Because if you realize, all our kids are glued into a phone. So if we don't take the initiative to make them emotionally intelligent, they're going to be robots. We will have cyborgs walking around as kids in their 20s, and it's going to be like the movie Surrogates, and they're not going to want to be themselves. So we have to take the initiative, and it starts with these subjects like child support, because you as a parent, you're teaching your child. Even if you go through the situations of, morning mom, even if you go through the situations of your child doesn't know, they don't know that you're doing the bare minimum until they need something. And then mommy's like, ooh, I ain't got it. Ask daddy for it. Ooh. See, funny thing, daddy not going to give it to you. And then you run into these situations where it's like, why? It's something that I need. I need this. You don't ever want your child to feel like they have a need that you're not meeting. That's the worst thing to feel. You know how many times I had to tell my baby I ain't had McDonald's money and we got food at the house? And that was something I hated for my mama to tell me when I was a kid. Like, but sometimes as a child, you're not gonna realize, like, yo, mommy got bills. You don't realize that till you're older. But you don't want your child to grow up and say, yeah, mommy had bills, but hey, there's daddy ain't had bills, and daddy still didn't make sure I had. Or daddy had bills. He had bigger bills in a bigger house with another woman and other kids that had bigger stuff than me, and I didn't have that. So as parents, like I said, we're focusing on being better people, parents, and partners. We are trying to get into the point where we are growing as people. So if you're not taking that initiative to change those things in your co-parenting relationship, start today. Bree also says, on the other foot, I feel like a woman who gets child support because her baby daddy is a deadbeat, there should be no concern what she spends that money on. A lot of people think the money should go straight to the child. Wrong. If she is the sole provider for that child, it shouldn't matter what she's spending the money on. If that child isn't going without, then go on about your business. Now, this I also agree with, because I have people that I feel like look into it and like, I pay child support, why you got bundles? Or I pay child support, why you know what I'm saying, got your nails done? Or don't come asking me for what you need and your hair is done and you're this and that. Like, bro, what is she supposed to do for herself? Because as a mother, they keep telling us, oh, take care of yourself, fill your cup first. But then when you fill your cup, you got your baby daddy sitting over there saying, why you spend my money on that? Because all my money went to the kids. So maybe that actual 20 or that actual 100 or that actual 300, whatever you give her, went to the bundles or went to the hair, but her money went to the bills. Now, let's stop there. If you got a baby mama who's on Section 8, or, you know what I'm saying, she got somebody else helping or whatever, and she's still using your child support, not on the kids, that's not okay. Because she has help. It's one thing if she does it all by herself and then she uses her little extra that she get from you on the other stuff, then I agree with that. I do not condone people just pissing off the child support. Like, don't do that. Don't not provide for your kids because this man giving you money, because he go to work every day. And if he's on child support, that means that you're getting what you need. So don't do that. Don't be that type of woman. If you're that type of woman, don't be that today. We're delivering people. We're delivering people of toxic behaviors today, this morning, as co-parents. We're ridding each other of co-parenting toxic traits. That's what we're doing. I'm getting to these comments. Yes, I see one from White's. I'm going to read it in just a second. Jasmine says, it took her 5 years to decide that she needed to put her child's father on child support after giving him so many chances. If I'm providing everything for my child, i.e. a place to live, food, clothes, etc., you shouldn't question me about how I spend the money. Boom, we were just talking about that. Jasmine comes and she says, I'm happy I'm not the only one. My daughter is 5 as well, and I still battle with should I or should not do it. I be so nice and still trying to give chances. Jasmine says, yes, you get tired of chances. My daughter will be 7 this year, and I just started getting consistent payment, and sometimes it makes me wonder if it's worth it, because regardless if he pays or not, she's always taken care of. Right, because it's like you caused this issue in your life and you made this a thing, and it didn't have to be, because it's like I was doing it anyway. Thanks though. But then if you use that extra on hair or nails or makeup or some clothes, it's like, how dare you? Like, okay, but my baby got it all already. So, I don't know. Kiera says child support should only be for absent fathers who don't pull their weight. And Kalika says, I honestly feel that things can be worked out without having to deal with child support. I hate getting courts involved in anything, and also feel that parents should just do what they have to do, and it could all be simple. I'm one of those type of people too. Like, I feel like as black people, we should go out of our way to not have Uncle Sam in the middle of our business. But I feel like in those unique situations, people cannot be mature enough. Guys. Like, it just is what it is, because you could absolutely get through it and work it out, and then get to the situation where the person just want to be petty and they got an attitude, so they're going to act and feel however they want to. So, I'm going to get to see these comments. Shonda says, word, because it puts a strain on you as a mom, and they feel like they don't have to because mom got it. She said, this topic isn't for her, because listen, she says, when they got kids growing every 3-4 months, and it's like they forget they have a growing kid, like they just stop growing when they're not around. No, yeah, like, if you're a dad, stop being mad when your baby mama asks you for clothes for your kid. These children grow up every single day. I don't care if you just bought shoes 2 months ago. The shoes probably too small now, bro. Or she know they about to be too small in a couple of weeks, so she trying to prepare herself and not have her baby toe poking out the top, and then she got to send her kids going to school looking crazy. Like, hello, I'm just saying. Sean says, handle your responsibilities and child support won't be an issue. Just do your best as Tiger father and nothing else. And then, yes, be agreeing with me. All right. David says, I pay child support, and what she do with it is her business. Now, if my son looking rough and she fly, then it's something right. Sean says, I agree with them. You give chances after chances just to be slapped in the face when we both know things need to be done. And David came back and said, I have my son 3 nights a week now, and I still pay child support. See, that's my thing. So, since you're still watching, okay, so how do you feel about that? Do you feel like your child support should be lower because you get him for half the week now? Because I feel like it should too, because you're now providing half it's joint custody now. So, I mean, if anything, your child support should be cut in half. Not saying that she doesn't still need it, but if you're taking on half of the full-time responsibility, I feel like that should also be taken care of. For y'all who watching, y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. I'm gonna answer my door. I just think that, when it comes to those type of situations, like, you have to get to the point where, it's all about working together. Like, I mean, I feel like, Anthony's 8 or 9? Like, it gets to situations where you're just like, they 8 or 9, bro. We got to get consistent. We got to get solid. We got to figure it out. We got to do what we got to do. Like, I just want everybody to get to a point. I feel like after a point, I know people deal with baby daddy situations and they child 13, 14 years old. But I do think as sometimes it gets to a situation where you have to be mature. Be mature. Take the stance. Say, I'm not going to do this because I know it's going to harm my kid, or I know that this interaction is not going to be good for them in 10 years to remember. So my main thing, my moral of that subject is more of, let's heal our parental relationships. Let's get to a point where we can not have the baby daddy, baby mama thing going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now it's normal for kids to, like, oh, y'all. So one time my little cousin, right, we all chilling at my grandma's house, and he's like, Portrait is Kyrie's baby? And I'm like, yes, he is. She is. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, it hit me like, it's normal now for people to feel like either the first child, baby daddy, baby mama situation didn't work, so you're hopping to the next one, or, it's like, it's becoming normalcy. But at the same time, even though it's okay for somebody to move on and have other baby fathers or have other relationships, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the normalcy of it being a bad situation is what we need to remove from these kids' mind. We have to get them into the mode of where they're thinking about the fact that it can be okay regardless of a mother and father not being together. Like, I love seeing blended families. I love when I see blended families on outings, or they make plans to say, okay, your girl and our child, we gonna go do this, and my girl's son gonna come too, or whatever the case. Like, we have to get to the point where we're doing this because everybody, if you're woke, you already know the stigma of the government breaking down our nuclear family and breaking down our relationships, and them putting certain government programs in place to separate our families. So if we don't take the initiative to stop and say, I'm going to try to fix the situation for the betterment of my child, the government's not going to do it for us. They're not going to open up a program and say, all right, if you and your baby daddy get back together and we're going to give y'all therapy, we're going to give y'all, a boost on your rent, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, so y'all can fix your family and put it back together. They're not going to do that for us. They know it will make us stronger, so they're not going to do it for us. So what I want to say today on the child support subject, if you're on child support, you're not on child support, let's see, if you're on child support, pay it. Get to a better point in your relationship where either you can be taken off of it, or you can talk to somebody, a mediator, to get it to a less court mandated situation, because that's the main goal. I feel like that's what Khalifa was saying. It can always get to a mature point when you don't have to worry about it. Now, aside from that, there are situations that people just put it on child support for their own sake. They're just like, you know what, I don't even want to have to ask you for it, so I'm just put you on child support. Just pay the child support people. So we ain't even got to do that. So I do respect those situations as well, where it's just like, we don't want to ever have to argue. So let's just nip it in the bud and let me get what the court says I'm gonna get. But if you're not on child support and you're not taking care of your kid, or you're not on child support and you are taking care of your kid, make the relationship between you and your baby mama tolerable enough to where your child doesn't have to soak in those toxic traits of feeling like they're the cause of all of this chaos in their life. Because I feel like from the outside looking in, when I look at those situations, whether it's my friends that I'm watching deal with this situation, I feel like it builds a shell around that child like they're the cause. It's my fault. Mommy and daddy are arguing because of me. Because I need something. Because I want something. Because I'm growing. Because I'm hungry. Because it builds a kind of a complex that doesn't even have a name because it's not talked about. It builds a complex in a child's mind of their issue, their problem. So more of my reason of bringing this up was just to shine a light on what it does to our children, because we have our own, as adults, we have our own opinions about child support. So what though? Because you don't know how it affects your child until either you talk to another adult that was in the middle of that, or they're an adult telling you how it made them feel. So like I said, we're working on being better parents, people, and partners here. So that's being a better partner, co-partner, co-parent type of thing. All right, so for back to school blues, I have back to school blues because I miss my baby sometimes, and she's coming home acting pretty different, and I don't really like it. But my least favorite thing about back to school, I think, would be I don't like how many times Wake County calls me. She only been in school for a month, and I feel like they've called me like once a week. I don't care. If it don't have nothing to do with my child, I don't care. Don't call me and tell me about what the middle schoolers is doing. Don't call me and tell me about a traditional year, because my baby ain't year round. So I don't care what they got going on. I only care about year round school because my baby ain't year round. So don't call me about all the other stuff. Or don't call me during the day when my baby at school, because it made me feel like something wrong with her. Call me after she's at home so I can be like, why's school calling me? Like, I don't got time. Like, I don't have time. And also waking up early in the morning, I can't. And I know that the two comments here are mostly about waking up. Like, I'm just the type of person that I can't go back to sleep after I woke up. And being that I have a newborn, it just don't work that way. So Yvonne says waking up at the ass crack of dawn. Of course, I said that. And Bree says, we're getting up early. Also, now they have this crazy mandated list of what you're supposed to bring for the child, and it involves bringing computer paper and dry erase markers and stuff that I feel the school should be providing, not the damn parents. Back in my day, all we did was bring a writing utensil and some paper, and now they want you to bring all this extra stuff. No, bruh. You gotta save up money through the summertime for back to school nowadays, because we supplying the whole classroom. That's why I share. If you are a teacher out there and you're watching this and you need stuff for your classroom, please post me, like tag me in it. I will share it. Whoever can help you will help you. If I got $1, I will give you $1. Like, I don't know if I got 10 for you, but I might have $1. Like, I just feel like I see both sides of that issue, because I have friends that are teachers, and I know that they don't get paid a whole lot, and I know they still do hood rat shit on the weekends with their friends, you know what I'm saying? And so I know they ain't got it like that. So it's like, if they ain't got it like that and they still got to do all of these things for these kids and still, you know what I'm saying, pour into these kids and still need stuff, and then when you go to the principal's office and say I need and they don't got it, like, who wants to go through that? So you're gonna ask the parents because it's for your kids. That's why they asking you to bring it. Buy the stuff, y'all. It's an all-day babysitter. All day. Like, she come up and be sleepy. Like, that's the only reason I'm just like, the school supply list is cool. It's fine. It's okay. But at the same time, like, y'all, other than, like, I understand, like, bringing, like, the Kleenex, like, when they ask for, like, Kleenex, or they ask for, like, the Lysol wipes, or, like, stuff like, that's, like, hygiene stuff. That's, like, if the kids get sick, they gotta wipe their nose with something. They gotta wipe something down with the Lysol. Like, it's gotta happen. But when it get to them dry erase markers and, you know what I'm saying, what other stuff they be asking for? Paper towels and toilet paper and paper plates. And listen, y'all need to take a collection. Y'all need to take up a collection plate at the PTA or something and get it together, like, so the people that got it like that can do that, because I gotta keep that in my house. I gotta keep toilet paper, paper towel stuff in my house. I don't got time to be sending no 12-pack to school because you don't feel like buying paper towels. And since when doesn't the school have paper towels, bro? Don't they have rolls and things in the closet? Maybe it's just me, bro. I don't know. Sean says they Aggie and they gonna keep calling girl. I need them to stop calling me, because I don't care. And then they already, let me tell y'all why I be mad, bro. Because I already be missing the bus. I say it like I'm getting on there. Cayenne already be missing the bus because I'm working on being a responsible parent. This is something that is a work in progress for me. But they're about to change. I don't know. The call said expect delays or expect the times to be different or whatever. Now that all y'all kids gonna start next week. But I don't have time for that. Granted, thank God I don't have a job that I have to, like, get to, because she's very inconsistent as it is already. That's why Cayenne misses it, because I'll be like, she ain't coming till 8:30, and then she comes at 8:12 on time, and then I'll be like, oh, she gonna be on time, let me get up there, and then she don't come till 8:30. Today, they had a sub, and she was sitting there parked at the bus stop. I said, well, hold on now. You telling me my baby is the first stop like that where you could park? You need to park up here and let me just put her on the bus and keep it hot. Like, but it was a substitute. So, granted, Miss Lauren, I don't know, Lorraine, Laura, Linda, it's something with them L's. She wasn't working today. So, granted, I'm a little bit upset because y'all kids going back to school is going to have me standing at the bus stop for 45 minutes next week, most likely. That, and I feel like the kids is going to be bad. Because right now it's just been Cayenne. Me and Cayenne can do our morning promo video without any issues. And it isn't really any eyes other than people that walk their dogs and stuff. But now I feel like I'm going to look like a weirdo to their kids. Or maybe I'll just look cool because, shoot, I'm a YouTuber. Those kids, I'm like, I got like the super cool job. So just to let you guys know, on career day, when I go to career day and they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a YouTuber. And all the kids are like, ooh, cool. Y'all gonna be jealous of me. Yay, I'm gonna said, "Ho mom and the YouTuber. That's my career." Okay. My mom says the teachers don't get that kind of funding anymore. Please send me the teachers list for Christmas. I will. And I was just gonna talk about that too. I'm like planning on being one of those moms. Like I try to like be like the mom that my mom was, like plus some. So my mom was the mom that like bought gifts for the school bus driver and bought gifts for the teacher and the TA and the principal. Everybody got their stuff, like whether they like chocolate or they like something else. It's like, what do you like? Let me know so my mom can get it. So I'm excited to be that teacher. I mean that parent to the teachers, and for them to know me as a very involved parent and go into all the PTA stuff. And being that she goes to school in Cary, I'm excited but not excited about dealing with the caliber of parents that I'll be dealing with. And if you live around this area, you know what I'm talking about, because I'm about to be dealing with people that got a whole lot of ends to connect and I ain't got them. So we're gonna see if they even, I'm gonna see if they even show me any respect out here. I'm gonna do another video one of these days about the struggles of being a young mom. And I mean, 26 ain't really young, but it's young. It's a young mom thing. And there's things that we deal with as young moms that I feel like is not talked about. Ever. It's never talked about. The stigma of being a young mother. Like, yes, you're a teenage mom or you're an early 20s mom, but what does it really feel like to be that person? What is it really like to, you know what I'm saying, deal with the stigmas or deal with the looks or deal with the, oh, you don't know what you're doing type of thing. So I'm gonna do a whole video on that sometime in the near future. But thanks to everybody for tuning in today. I do appreciate everybody who comes and sends me DMs and stuff randomly for topics. That is like the best thing you could ever do for me. Please just send me random topics. Look at all three cameras. Send me topics. That would be great. I have a few friends that send them consistently, and I love you so much. I have shared a few fundraising opportunities on my page. One of my friends from Howard, Catherine, is raising money for the National Alliance of Mental Illness in backup of her struggling with PTSD, which, if you watch this, Catherine, I'd love for you to come on my live, girl. Yes, Killer Cat. It's been a while since we've had a nice little talk. And I just posted this, shared this post of this lady talking about her client. And I want y'all to go read it. It looks like this. I want y'all to go read it. And we're going to start talking about stuff like this. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So you go read this post. If you ever want to know why Mila is doing these lives, why I do what I do, it's for women that are like this, that deal with stuff like this. Why? Because that was me. That was me. So you go read this and you go find out how crazy life can be in that one post right there. And we're going to try to tackle all of those things that black women deal with, women period deal with when it comes to your health. And we're going to stop losing our sisters when it comes to childbirth. Like I said, I want to thank y'all. Sean says, yes, because they look at us crazy. My aunt went with me yesterday and the TA spoke to my aunt as if she was Kaylin's parent. And I'm standing there like, hello, I'm the mom. Girl, been there. Been there. I've been called, you know what I'm saying, the big sister before. I've been all types of stuff. Bianca says, compared to the ages of your child's classmates' parents, we are young moms. Yes. And I feel like all the other parents are like close to my mom's age or something. Like I feel like I go in there and it's like, oh, are you in 5th grade? Like, no, I'm dropping off my child. Yeah, thanks. Or are you dropping off your little sister? Whole child. This one's mine too. Like, it's weird. Yes, Kanique says my topic box is coming soon. I'm excited. And Amber says you can't listen to all these professionals, girl. Okay. Okay. So go read that post. Want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing? Women like this. I want to help you. You women like this, I want to help you. Also, if you're pregnant and you think about home birth, hit me up. I got a couple people that are in my inbox, and I can't wait until they announce so that I can slander it all over. And I'm excited. So I'm really trying to be that person. If you're looking for information about home birth, childbirth, natural childbirth, lotus birth, delayed cord cutting, whatever, I am here to be your guru, your Google guru. So you don't have to do it until I'm educated and I just know it in my brain. So peace, love, and blessings, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. I was supposed to be going to brunch for my birthday at 11:30, and my live is usually at 11. So if I decide to get on my live tomorrow and not go to my brunch, y'all will know. I will send out some type of memo about what I'm doing. I will decide within the next couple of hours. I would decide. But tomorrow, I really do want to talk about how people feel about when they go to the doctor. So I'm going to post a question like, do you feel like your doctor listens to you when you say something is wrong? And we're going to take a poll. So everybody take my poll, male, female, black, white, other. We're going to take a poll, and I would love to see what you guys say. So peace, love, and blessings. I will see y'all later.